I see this almost every day in a Pagan Facebook group. Someone is in the need of a spell and is asking for someone to share their spell with them. Many witches seem to create spells on an as-needed basis. They could have a need for a prosperity spell, but only work on it when the need is there. They could have 3 or 4 reference books on spell components, 5 or 6 books with various pre-made spells, and maybe a grimoire with previous magical works, but aren't given any thought until a need arises. Many don't actually learn a spell. We stumble through the procedure hoping that what we do is enough. So a person can have 20 different love spells in all their books, but couldn't recite one to save their life. I see witches bragging about knowing the words to a classic rock song, but couldn't recite any part of a ritual from the previous Sabbath. Actors can recite complete plays, but witches can't recite a spell without having it written in front of them. How can we say that we have learned a spell when we can't recite the first few lines? I was thinking back to my good old Rollmaster role-playing days. Spell users had to devote time to learn a spell before they could ever use it. You couldn't have a scroll in one hand and a wand in the other and fight off an orc attack. All of the magical tools required weeks of work to make it. We have too much convenience in our magics today. I could take a store-bought knife and in a few quick steps it is now an anime in less than 48 hours. A spell from a book that you may have read one time a year ago is now needed. You are using a book that was collecting dust for a year. You recite it word for word directly from the book with a large crystal holding the book open. We would criticize going to a play where an actor stood reciting directly from a paper script. We would say the actor was unprepared and lacking to perform the part. And we should be judged the same for our ritual work if we are basically doing the same thing in every aspect. And if our work is shoddy, how can our results be any better? Learning spells should be a process of learning all the steps, why they are done, and how it all works when put together. Time spent defining our intent, not rushing into finding a pre-made spell to cast later that night. It is writing your own words and learning to say them with eloquence and power. Stumbling on the words only takes away from the spell. During the ritual, you would be using a wand that you meditated on every night for a month, a tool you know the feel of, like driving your car compared to a friend's car. This mindset requires a great deal of time and dedication. Those that have their magical life at their mundane life couldn't do this. People willing to take this serious and make the sacrifices to the process will shine. Repetition of actions will improve your abilities and results. It is the difference between the high school quarterback and Tom Brady. Tom Brady does the same route pattern daily in practice. Then, in the game, he can perform it at a level of excellence. Can you devote a month to develop a spell? Are you capable of writing and repeatedly reciting an incantation so that it comes off the lips freely? Are you willing to learn how to store a spell and learn spell triggers? So much to think about. Are you wanting to perform spells on the fly or something better? Are you happy scrapping together a spell, or do you want to feel more in control? I want to hear everybody's opinion. So please comment below. Take care. Be at peace.